Hey, what is up guys? My name is Oleg, this is Bond. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to do a review of Borealis Navale, their new bronze diver watch. This is our first experience with the Borealis watch, so we're very excited to do this review. We've been following the company from a distance, so to speak. I've seen their posts pop up on Instagram, and I know that they have a pretty good reputation in the watch community. So once we got a chance to review one of their watches, of course we jumped on that chance. And what a watch to review. This one here costs $400. Their marketing campaign is a bit confusing because the way they advertise this watch, they advertise it as a $200 watch, but it's not. It's a $200 deposit or a 50% deposit when you purchase it, and it's another 50% or another $200 when the watch is actually ready. I believe that's going to be in September. So all in, it's $400 watch, not a $200 watch. But what do you get for your $400? You get a bronze diver watch with 300 meters of water resistance, domed sapphire crystal, lumed ceramic bezel, and an automatic Miyota 9015 movement. So is the watch any good, or is it all specs? Well, let's get into it. Borealis Navale. Let's start the review, as always, by looking at the dimensions of the case. The watch has a diameter of 43 millimeters, even though on their website it says 42 millimeters, but I think these little protruding parts on this side and on this side of the case add at least a millimeter of the diameter, so I think it's 43, not a 42 millimeter diameter. A lug to lug width of 50 millimeters, a lug width of 22 millimeters, and the thickness a hair over 14 millimeters. Here's what the watch looks like on my 7¼ inch wrist. I think it fits really well, even though it is a 43 millimeter watch, so it's not a small diver. I think the short lug to lug distance really helps with the overall fit of this watch, so I think it wears probably a little smaller than the 43 millimeter diameter would suggest. It's not that slender though, 14 millimeters, but I think overall wears pretty well. Obviously this is a bronze diver watch. The finishing on the case looks pretty good. Of course, this finishing and the overall character of the watch will change as your ownership of the watch progresses, because bronze patinas and ages in a very interesting manner. I'm not a huge fan of bronze diver watches. I find them okay. I mean, they're appealing enough, but I know that a lot of you guys like bronze diver watches. It also has this screw down case back. The case back is made out of stainless steel, so the two metals don't fuse together, and it's done really nice. I really like this engraving of a mermaid kind of diving underwater, I guess. It looks very attractive. It's well done. The bezel on this watch, in my opinion, is excellent. First of all, it is a ceramic insert bezel. Second of all, it is lumed, and the lume is just fantastic. I mean, right now it is a kind of a sunny day outside, and you can see that the bezel lume is already lit up. It's a very prominent lume, and it holds the lume for a while. I took the watch to the movies with me, and the lume held up pretty well. It has a 120 click unidirectional bezel. The bezel action is pretty good, although I think the bezel turns a little bit too easy, and there's slight back play. Not much, but there is a little. You can see here. You see it kind of goes in and snaps a little bit back. It's not too bad. It's secure in place. Once it kind of snaps into place, it stays there, but there is a slight tick there. And in my opinion, a little too easy to turn. I wish there was slightly more resistance. I don't like stiff bezels, but I also don't like bezels that are too easy to turn. The positive is, of course, that the bezel aligns properly. I think I need to go one over. There you go. It does align perfectly. This watch is available in a few different color combinations. Have a look on their website to see all the different colors. The one that they sent in, of course, is this black dial, black bezel version. I quite like this diver. I think it looks really good. It looks attractive, and I like the contrast between the black and the bronze case. So this is probably my favorite color combination out of all of them. The watch has a domed sapphire crystal with quite a bit of AR coating applied. And why do I bring that up right now is because the color combination, of course, it's a black dial, but if you look at it at certain lights, like right here, it gives off a lot of blue hue. So in certain lights, the dial almost looks blue. Kind of an interesting touch.
Some people might like that, some people might not. I quite like it. I think it makes the watch a little bit more interesting and gives you some interesting viewing angles to the domed sapphire crystal. This Borealis Naval has a sandwich dial, which basically means there are 2 layers to this dial. From certain angles you can definitely tell. So you can see the cutouts for each one of the hour marks, plus the 12 and the 6 done in Arabic numerals. So underneath that there's 1 layer, and all of that is of course lumed. And then there's the second layer, the black portion of the dial that we can see. I think the dial is done pretty well. The printing for Borealis by the 12 o'clock position, the printing by the 6 o'clock position of automatic, and 300 meters of water resistance. All of that is done really well. I also like the minute running track, the 5, 10, 15 and so on marks for the seconds, or you could use that of course for minutes as well. Yeah, a lot to like about this dial. I think it's well balanced, well done, and I also really do like the integrated date window. If you're gonna do a date window at the 3 o'clock position on a diver, you better do it like this. Just look how well integrated that looks. It matches the dial, the color matches the dial, the cutout window is not too big, but it's also not too small. It kind of matches the mark by the 3 o'clock position in terms of the width. It's really well done, so I gotta applaud them for integrating that date window so well. I also like the set of hands, very simple set of hands, a lollipop on the seconds hand, although I do wish that the seconds hand was slightly longer so it was reaching all the way out to the minute running track. As it is right now, it's just slightly too short for my personal preference, but that's not a big deal. As I just mentioned, the watch has 300 meters of water resistance, partially thanks to the screw down case back and partially due to the screw down crown at the 4 o'clock position. It is a sound crown with B for Borealis and has kind of this crown guards that are done pretty well again. It's a well done design, well executed design. So yeah, this protrusion here does act like crown guards in some ways, and the crown action is smooth. I have no complaints about this crown whatsoever. In fact, I really like the grip and the smoothness of the operation for the crown. The movement that the crown operates is a Miyota 9015 movement, fairly solid movement, beats at 28,800 beats per hour, so it gives you a much smoother sweep of the seconds hand. This one here is running plus 8 seconds per day, so it's fairly accurate. The watch comes on this excellent rubber strap. You can see these big cutouts so your wrist can breathe. It also has plenty of adjustments for your wrist. It comes with this big tough tank buckle in bronze, of course, to match the case finishes. It's done really well, and I actually really do like this rubber strap. I'm gonna be honest with you, looking at the pictures of these rubber straps, I didn't like them. I thought they kind of looked weird, but now looking at it in person and kind of trying it on my wrist, I really do like it. I think this is a really good rubber strap for this watch. Also, something that I really like and appreciate about this watch are the drilled lock holes, which will make changing the straps much easier.
Alright guys, so that was the full review for Borealis Naval. In my opinion, a very solid watch. I like how it feels on the wrist, I like how it feels in hand, it feels hefty, it feels solid, it feels like a quality item. The finishes are there, the specs are there. It's not a cheap watch, 400 bucks, but I think value for money wise, it's not a bad option at all. If you like the design, if you like bronze diver watches and you've been looking for one, I think this is a pretty good option. I've been pretty positive on this watch in the review because I think it's a pretty good watch. I have no affiliation with Borealis watches whatsoever. In fact, I am sending this watch back to them after this review is done, so I'm not keeping it. Although there's one more negative that I have to mention, and it's the fact that you have to pay the deposit now, so you have to pay the $200 now, and you have to wait until September to get the watch. To me, at least, that's a bit of a negative. But if you're willing to wait and if you like the watch, I don't think you'll be disappointed. I appreciate you watching this video until the end. Please leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about this Borealis Naval. By the way, today on my wrist I'm wearing my Omega Seamaster. I finally did a review of this watch. That video can be found on the channel. I will also link it in the description below. Also, in the description below, there is a secret link. Have a look if you're curious. Thanks for watching. I'm sorry my voice is more hoarse today. I'm a little sick, still getting over a cold. So my apologies for that, but I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the review, and I'll see you guys next time.